I assume you remember the explanation of The Strangers Chapter 1, I did a while ago. The second chapter of this three-part movie series has been released, and today I'll be explaining it. This is a direct continuation of the first film. If you haven't seen the first part, you should go watch it quickly, or this movie won't make sense to you at all. The link is in the description and pinned comment, so make sure you watch it. The film opens in Venus Town. A traveler driving through the town stops at the same diner shown in part 1 to eat. Based on the first part, the pattern is, people come to this town, eat at the diner, their car breaks down, implying a mysterious setup, and then they're sent to a remote cabin in the woods. There, masked strangers hunt them down and kill them. In the last part, Maya and Ryan experienced the same. Maya was lucky, the police arrived on time, forcing the killers to flee, and she survived, now hospitalized. However, these strangers are determined to complete their objective by any means necessary, willing to go anywhere to do it. Now, back to the current events. A traveler arrives in town, eats at the diner, and his car breaks down. Shelley, the waitress, suggests he stay somewhere nearby, like a motel or an Airbnb. As he heads to the Airbnb, Shelley, whose shift has just ended, passes by and gives him a ride. Shelley was also the one who gave Ryan and Maya a ride in the first film. The traveler stays at the Airbnb, where the events of part 1 were detailed. While he's there, a girl keeps knocking on the door, asking, "Is Tamara here?" This girl looking for Tamara is actually Shelley, the waitress. Yes, she is one of the 3 masked killers, known as Pin-Up Girl. Later, her 2 accomplices, Scarecrow and Dollface, join her. The 3 of them brutally murder the man. In fact, in the last part, when Maya was hiding among the leaves, she was near a human skeleton. This indicates that many ordinary people have been killed here by these strangers. The film is loosely based on a true concept, as in 2023 alone, 1,670 people in the United States were killed by strangers who chose them at random. Next, the scene shifts to a few days after the events of the previous film. Though she escaped and reached the hospital, Maya is haunted by nightmares of what happened in the murder of her fiancé, Ryan. She was severely injured and is now regaining consciousness. Dr. Tate and Nurse Danica are caring for her. When she asks about Ryan, they tell her he lost too much blood and couldn't be saved. Hearing this, Maya breaks down in tears, and the doctor consoles her. Sometime later, Sheriff Rotter and Walters come to speak with her. They ask what happened, how it happened, and if she remembers anything. She recalls 3 killers, all masked. One girl kept asking about Tamara, and they had a pickup truck. Moreover, they seem to be doing all this for fun, as a kind of game. She asks if this has happened before, suggesting it felt like a ritual. As Walters begins to speak, Rotter stops him. Rotter suggests Maya's memory might be impaired due to her injuries. Is Rotter trying to hide something? That's possible, considering how security could be so weak despite so many people being killed here. It suggests that people in the state and police were covering up these events. Regardless, they tell Maya the killers will be caught soon and then leave. The 2 officers go to the diner. Carol, the diner owner, is discussing the incident because news spreads fast in a small town. The news spread so strongly that everyone believes both Ryan and Maya were killed. But Rotter confirms that only Ryan died and Maya is still alive. The expressions on some people's faces in the diner change upon hearing this. Shelley is confirmed to be a killer, but the identities of the other 2, Scarecrow and Dollface, are still unclear. They could be anyone among these seemingly innocent faces. A girl named Jasmine talks to the sheriff, suggesting Maya herself did it for Ryan's insurance money to become rich. Walters refutes this. Shelley was listening to these conversations, deep in thought. A brief childhood flashback shows her living alone, without friends, and being ignored by everyone except a boy she liked, who liked her too. One day, while playing, she made 4 sandcastles. Another girl stomps on one, leaving 3. This is a potential allusion to the 3 killers. Shelley destroys the remaining 3 and sits sadly, clutching her doll. Her doll's face resembles her mask. This painting was also in the Airbnb. Meanwhile, Maya is resting in the hospital. Memories of Ryan flood her mind. She thinks about the moments they shared. Nurse Danica comes to give her medicine. Maya asks her about Tamara. Who is Tamara? Danica says she doesn't know who Tamara is, but there's a local ghost story about her. After giving the medicine, she leaves. Another nurse is smoking outside the hospital and is murdered. Inside, Maya sleeps. She dreams of Ryan lying next to her. In the next instant, Ryan is replaced by Scarecrow. She wakes up startled. Maya's sister, Debbie, and her husband, Howard, had sent her flowers. A video message from Debbie arrives, saying Maya will soon be transferred to a hospital in Portland, where Debbie and Howard will look after her. Maya had a job in Portland, where she would have happily lived with Ryan, but that didn't happen. At this moment, Maya receives a call from an unknown number. The killer asks her, "Is Tamara here?" Hearing this, she is terrified. It means they are still after her. From the next ward, she hears a patient screaming for his life, he's being killed by someone. Terrified, Maya gets out of her room and into the hall. The lights go out, and the phone signal is lost. She tries to hide in a nearby chamber. Scarecrow enters through the main door, looking for her. She takes the chance to run, getting into the small elevator. Dollface tries to catch her, but the elevator reaches the ground floor. As she starts to exit, she realizes she left her phone in the elevator. She then sees Scarecrow approaching. She runs and hides in the generator room. Maya hides behind a cylinder. Scarecrow begins searching everywhere for her. She accidentally touches a metal object, and the sound alerts Scarecrow, who moves towards her. She quickly opens the cylinder's gas valve, spraying gas into his face, and then runs off. She reaches the morgue. Checking the doors, she finds all are locked except the entrance. Scarecrow also arrives there. But she had already hidden inside a body shelf. It was none other than Ryan's shelf, his body was lying there. Scarecrow comes and starts checking all the shelves. Scarecrow even comes to Ryan's shelf. Maya is terrified, thinking she won't escape this time. Fortunately, the hospital ward boy arrives. Scarecrow kills him and carries his body away. Maya is somewhat relieved, but seeing Ryan's body breaks her down. He protected her even after death. Somehow, she controls herself and gets out of the morgue, heading outside the hospital. It was raining heavily outside. Maya was running around seeking help, but Scarecrow sees her running. She reaches a house and sees a car, but the key isn't there, so she moves on. She goes to a horse farmhouse. The owner points a gun at her, thinking she is a thief. She asks him to call the police. The owner says the police won't help her. She asks in surprise, why? Why not? Before he can answer, Pin-Up Girl arrives and kills the owner with an arrow. This suggests the three killers didn't want the police to know about this. Maya takes the owner's gun and shoots Pin-Up Girl, but she runs away. The gun only had one bullet. Meanwhile, Maya sees Scarecrow approaching, so she abandons the gun and runs in fear. She reaches the stable. Dollface was also searching for her there. Maya grabs a sharp tool, hides, and when the opportunity arises, stabs Dollface in the thigh before escaping. Scarecrow sees her on the road. Escaping him, she hides in a washroom. As she tries to open the washroom window, Scarecrow starts breaking the door. After breaking it partially, he grabs her hair. Scarecrow slams Maya's head against the door 3 or 4 times. But Maya somehow frees her hair, tearing some out in the process. She escapes through the window. She sees a car coming down the road. It has Nurse Danica and her roommate, Chris, a former military officer. She asks them for help. Danica takes her into the car. Danica explains that Maya's stitches have broken, and if they completely break, she'll lose blood and her life will be in danger. She is taking her home to redress her wound. But when Danica locks the car, Maya starts panicking, screaming and struggling. She suspected they were the killers. She tries to get out, but Danica reassures her that they are taking her somewhere safe and she shouldn't be afraid. After this, she calms down and agrees to go to their house. In the car, she sees some shoes, which she puts on. Maya's first aid kit is placed next to her. As she was wet, Chris also gives her her jacket. Further down the road, Danica sees her 2 friends, Gregory and Wayne. They were walking home in the rain. They say their truck broke down. Both men get into the car. Maya's fear slowly starts to grow. She feels everyone is a killer and sees the 3 murderers in each of them. She becomes extremely agitated. Seizing an opportunity, she takes Chris's knife and jumps out of the car. She runs into the woods and hides. Meanwhile, Sheriff Rotter and Walters were patrolling. They see a truck, which is the same kind Maya mentioned. It's morning, and Maya reaches a river. After drinking water, she checks her wound. The stitches have broken. Enduring the pain, she re-stitches the wound and moves on. Fortunately, she finds a lighter in Chris's jacket. She makes a fire somewhere and rests. During this time, the 3 masked killers had gone into the woods looking for her. They find her bandage and dressing supplies near the river. They knew the forest well. They start searching for her. Suddenly, a wild boar attacks Maya. This boar was raised by Scarecrow, and he released it to find and kill her in the forest. She hides inside a broken car, but the boar breaks the car window and enters. She runs out. The boar attacks and bites Maya's leg. This causes Maya great pain. She lies still and quiet for a while. The boar stops its attack and walks over her. But when she reaches forward to grab her knife, it starts attacking her again. Maya quickly grabs a burning piece of wood, and as soon as she gets the knife, she stabs the boar. Both are writhing in pain, but the boar isn't dead. It starts to get up. Maya stabs it repeatedly until it dies. Maya starts to leave the area. Sometime later, Shelly Pin-Up Girl arrives there, searching for her. But she doesn't find Maya. She sees the dead boar. Another flashback occurs. When Shelley was a child, she used to play with the boy she liked. While they were playing, another girl came over and got a small cut. The boy started helping her. Shelley became intensely jealous and angry seeing this. She runs off and sits alone, starting to play with a mouse, but then kills it. This shows the evil within her was born. Meanwhile, Sheriff Rotter and Walters are talking at the diner. Maya is missing, and the case is escalating. They will have to inform the FBI. But if the FBI gets involved, case files related to them will also be opened, which they don't want. This suggests they did something wrong. Just then, Maya, wandering aimlessly, reaches the Airbnb where she and Ryan stayed. The sights of the old attack and the memories of Ryan haunt her. She breaks down over Ryan's death. But she controls herself, drinks water, and eats some food. Her belongings were still there. She changes clothes, grabs a knife, packs essentials in her bag, and is about to leave. Suddenly, she hears a noise and becomes alert. But it's Officer Billy from the state police. He came looking for her. He puts her in his car to take her away. But just then, the two masked girls arrive and kill Billy. Maya drives away in Billy's car. This means the killers were also killing police officers. Since pin-up girl shot an arrow into the car, it starts to malfunction. After driving a short distance, Maya sees a house. She goes there and asks for help. Wayne opens the door, and seeing him, she faints. When she wakes up, she is terrified. But she notices her wounds have been cleaned, stitched, and her clothes changed. She comes out of the room and sees Gregory, who is drunk. He starts behaving inappropriately with her. But Nurse Danica and Chris come and send Gregory to his room. Maya is still afraid of them, but Nurse Danica returns her phone. She had left it in the hospital elevator. A hospital worker found it while cleaning, and Danica brought it with her. Maya finds some relief in these things and goes to her room. When she turns on her phone, she has a text from Debbie. She says an ambulance is coming to pick her up. The ambulance coming to pick her up stops at the gas station where Rudy was shown in the opening scene. The ambulance driver talks to Rudy and asks for Danica's house address. Rudy asks why he is going there. The driver says he is going to pick someone up. Meanwhile, Gregory comes to Maya's room at the house. Seeing him, she gets uneasy. She suspects he is Scarecrow. They start talking. A similar conversation occurred between Scarecrow and Maya in the last part. She was scared then, but now courage awakens within her. He says she is the only one who escaped. No one has ever escaped, and this has been going on here for years. She asks how many people have been killed. He says 10 to 15, or even more. Maya asks why. He says, what does it matter to you why? He asks Maya what she's thinking. Maya says she wants to take the killer's life. Just then, Danica calls Gregory, and he leaves. Maya locks the door and puts a table in front of it. Looking out the window, she sees Gregory driving away in a car. Danica tries to stop him, repeatedly telling him not to talk to Maya and scare her. Now Maya hears a noise at the door. Turning around, she sees pin-up girl trying to open the door. Maya tries to stop her. Dollface has also arrived. Maya stabs Dollface with surgical scissors and hides in the washroom. She hides for a while, and when the sounds outside stop, she comes out. She comes into the hall and sees Dollface and pin-up girl have tied up and killed Danica and Chris in chairs. This means these two girls were not the killers, they genuinely wanted to help Maya. Maya sees the ambulance outside the house. It came to take her to Portland, but its driver has also been killed. The killers brought this ambulance. She goes to the ambulance, and outside the house, she sees Wayne's dead body. This means the killers killed everyone here. Maya gets into the ambulance, but she sees pin-up girl inside. She attacks her. But Maya stabs her in the neck with the scissors. This means to escape, she will have to kill the killers, or she will be killed here. She tries to drive the ambulance away and escape. But pin-up girl is still alive. She tries to strangle her, but Maya crashes the ambulance. She survives the accident, but pin-up girl dies at the scene. Maya goes to her and tries to remove the mask, but she hears a car approaching, so she runs and hides in the woods. Scarecrow and Dollface reach pin-up girl. Scarecrow removes her mask. Thus, Shelley, known as pin-up girl, is dead. Then a flashback shows that Shelley liked the boy, but one girl was very close to him. One day, while playing, she even kissed him. Shelley couldn't bear it. She kills that girl by hitting her with a stone. The boy isn't scared, instead, he comes up to Shelley and holds her hand. This boy has grown up to become Scarecrow. They both use the dead girl's blood to draw a smiley face on the ground. Since then, they have been together. In fact, in part 1, there was a smiley face and, hello hello, written near a door. They may have made this together. This connects to their backstory. The evil was within them both since childhood. Clearly, Scarecrow loved Shelley very much. He starts crying, hugging her dead body. Maya watches all this from the woods. Will Scarecrow's rage and terror consume Maya? Or will Maya weaponize her courage to face the evil? That can only be known in The Strangers, Chapter 3. And that's where The Strangers, Chapter 2 ends.